Wall Street bankers have started buying up asbestos lawsuit liabilities from companies, and they're using the massive pools of cash that have been set aside for victims to make a fortune for themselves. And this is just the tip of the iceberg now, how corporations are trying to pocket the monetary damages that are supposed to go to people who are dying from disease. This is called, the broad idea, this is called the Gould process. The Gould process is Wall Street comes in and buys the paper. They buy a company that's what we call a spin-off company. The company puts all of their assets into the spin-off company, right? Wall Street buys the spin-off company. And with that spin-off company, they buy all the cash that the primary companies put into the spin-off company. They buy all that money. Then the way they make their money, and they make it, the way they make it into a profit center, is they don't pay claims.
Yeah.
Now, what they really do in the asbestos case is they wait for people to die, okay? We know that if you've got 100 cases, the statistics are going to be that 20 of them are going to die within a certain period of time. If they die, the case is worth about a quarter of what it would have been had they lived. So Wall Street takes that money, puts it in their pocket, they invest and they make money. And this is a disgusting story. Again, nobody's telling the story on the wall. I mean, nobody's telling the story in corporate media.
Yeah, and so what we have here, like you explained, they spin off and say, okay, all our liabilities are over here, but also because we have to put the money here, especially with asbestos, there's the law that says you have to have the money. The big pot of billions of dollars is sitting in this company. We'll pay it when we get to it. And typically, they're more inclined to settle, right? Let's get these gone. Let's get everybody processed through. But Wall Street says, we don't have that problem. We don't have to get rid of these people. Yeah. We will get rid of settlements. Even if somebody has a crystal clear case of mesothelioma from asbestos exposure, what we will do is we will file appeals. We will file motion after motion after motion, and they will drag it out as long as humanly possible because one, they know that not only will the person die, but two, that person may not have the financial resources to keep having their lawyer respond to filings and work on a case for 10 years.
Well, what I do love about this is the hidden part of this message, that if you don't do this for a living, you don't catch it. It opens up the door to go after Wall Street in a really big way. And that's what you're going to see us do. I started my career trying asbestos cases, and the documents in those cases are so overwhelming. I mean, they have documents that say, basically, these guys make a good living with asbestos. It's okay if they die with asbestos. An actual document. Yep. You got documents that says, keep this covered up as long as possible, as long as we can squeeze a profit out of this product. Keep it as a cover. And this is, we're talking about 50 years ago.
Some of the documents over 100 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
They're called the Sumner-Simpson documents.
Yeah.
When you try the case, the jury would sit there and go, people actually wrote this. People actually, they actually sounded like they were the scientists from a Nazi prison camp where they used to do experiments. That's how bad they were.
Yeah.
And so now Wall Street's involved, and I love that now they are a target. These big funds coming in, man, you can mix it up with them, take shots at them, and this could be a very, very big problem for these folks that think that this is going to be a walk in the park. It's not. When people start paying attention and understand what the avenue is, take them to trial, this could be a big screw up on their part, actually.
Well, let's hope so.
If I were advising them, I would tell them that.
Yeah, let's hope so, because asbestos is just the first part. They're now also trying to go after the PFAS,
which is
pieces.
Also my case.
Exactly.
I tried the first 5 PFAS cases in the country. What we found in that scenario was people were dying of testicular cancer, they were dying of kidney cancer, there was birth defects, there was this whole cadre of illnesses that we uncovered in Ohio. They made a movie about it. It's called Dark Waters. It was about the fellow who brought us the case. His name was Rob Bilott, just a courageous young man. And but now they're trying to do the same thing here. They know these people are going to die, and if they die, they pay less money. It's literally 1/4 of what they would pay if the people stayed alive. It's called the Gould defense. It's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Wall Street's now figured it out.
that it had helped dirty money flow through its branches around the world, including at least 800...
Plaintiffs allege that the defendants provided money and medical goods to terrorist groups Hezbollah and Jaish al-Mahdi.
This is a well-organized business for these individuals that carry out these attacks. Terrorism is a business, and they run it like a business.
They knew about what was going on for a decade. They absolutely, no question about it, knew that HSBC was washing money. They had every reason to understand it was for terrorism and it was for drug cartels. Took no action whatsoever.
These banks are involved. Their accounts are connected, and they're using them to mask the transactions. The more complicated they can make the transactions, the more distance they can put between the bad guys and a seemingly legitimate purpose of these funds.
They pay $1.9 billion, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what they've made, and nobody goes to prison. These CEOs, these bankers that made this decision, they're safe at home. They know what they've done. It's resulted in the death of Americans, contractors and soldiers, not just hundreds, but thousands. And we look the other way because they don't look like criminals. The die is cast. The people that are responsible are on Wall Street.
And they don't look like criminals. It's almost a suspension of disbelief. Sometimes I'll have people call me and say, is this real? Do they really get away with this? Yeah, they do.